What's up? Hope you guys have been awesome. So after a very long process of reviewing applications, like I literally reviewed some applications 5 to 10 times, like repeatedly, and it was just super hard, and it was very heartwarming to learn a lot about your guys' stories, and I hope you guys get through the struggles you're facing. And yeah, it was super hard, very hard, very hard. And if you don't get it, keep trying, keep improving your application, and you will get it eventually. Just keep shooting and you'll make it. So I did send out the person who won the scholarship the email, and along with a few other people who had an amazing application, but maybe in the future they can get another spot since there's only one spot for now. And yeah, so there were a lot of things that prevented people from getting the scholarships, and maybe there were just 1 or 2 red flags in their applications and the other rest were good. So in this video, I just wanted to talk about some red flags that I've seen that will hopefully, if you're fixed, I think if you apply to another scholarship, maybe mine in the future or someone else's, I think you'll be able to get that spot if you just fix these 1 or 2 things. So let's get into them. Alright, so the first most common thing that I saw was that there were some responses that only had like half a sentence in them. So for example, it's like, oh, why do you want to play? It's like, oh, I want to play for money. However, this seems to kind of leave a bad impression, right? So as a scholar or as a manager, you want scholars that are working very hard and they're very detail oriented, they're very specific, and when someone leaves a response that only has like a couple words, that just leaves the impression that, oh, they might be, even though they could be hardworking, that they might be lazy and that they're not going to farm the SOP consistently. So a good example is there where you have several sentences, right? It has good grammar and it answers the question thoroughly. All right, so here's the second one. That leads to the second one, which is great grammar, right? So for example, that's the one with the bad grammar where there's like errors everywhere. And the reason why you want to have a great grammar is that it shows that you're very detail oriented, right? So you're able to really, which will translate to studying more into Axie, becoming a better Axie player. It translates to become very detail oriented, so showing up on time, being consistent as a scholar. So if you show great grammar in your future applications, that'll be a really good sign. And the third one would be a calm but also optimistic demeanor, right? So you don't want to be on the extreme end where you seem very desperate to get the scholarship position, as if you're very desperate, that could show that the manager might think, oh, you might do some very erratic or crazy behaviors. Maybe you might try to multi-count and you slip and then you get the Axies man or something wild like that, right? And you don't want to be the opposite extreme where you seem a little bit maybe too cocky, where you write, oh, like, I already know how to play this, I'm obviously the best candidate. As I feel that being humble is a very important trait, and for someone who may be too cocky, they might slip, they might make some errors here and there, and they're not willing to correct the error, or maybe they become kind of good at the game, but they're not willing to become great at the game because they think they're the best. So a good one would be somewhere between, where you're pretty optimistic, but at the same time you're calm, you're poised, and you just have a really good chill personality to work with. So the fourth one would be to have a clean social media. So a bad example would be you have like 0 social media, the question wasn't answered, maybe there are some inappropriate pictures, there wasn't a clear picture with your face in it, and etc. So this kind of, if there's like no social media, or like there's like, it's very unclear, then it kind of just makes me question, why are they hiding it? Can they be trusted and stuff like that? So you don't have to be a big social media person, you know, just have like one go-to one, maybe just a Facebook where you have your face on it and that's it. It's pretty chill. And then a good one will be clear face in your profile. It's like mostly clean, not that much inappropriate things, and you also list your things that you love, your hobbies, etc. That way you can attract the right manager for you, where maybe they have the same hobbies, they have the same personalities that mesh well with you, so that'll make things a lot easier. All right, the last thing would be to have good questions or comments. So a bad would be if there's like none, as that shows that you don't have that much interest in the scholarship, or maybe it's inappropriate, where something random like, oh, I'm the best scholar, you should pick me, something random that's not very practical. So something good would be, you know, maybe like a final thank you message, and then very specific questions that you have, like what team will you be sharing, what's the quota, any concerns to address with the application, maybe specific questions about them too as a manager, and just any questions that show your interest in the scholarship program and to help out the manager to create a win-win situation. Final message, really thank you guys for applying and taking your time to fill out the application. I believe you guys can get a spot eventually if you keep trying and you keep improving your application. So I really appreciate you guys for taking your time to do it, and look forward to possible future scholarship spots, and have a great day, y'all.